Hey everyone. I hope this finds you in a moment of strength because right now I feel like I'm hanging on to the edge of a cliff, unsure of whether to climb back up or let go. My life was turned upside down a couple of months ago when I discovered that my wife had cheated on me. For the past 2 months, I've been on this emotional roller coaster, trying to salvage what's left of our relationship. Today, I need to share my story, and maybe some of you out there have experienced something similar and can offer some wisdom. Or perhaps you're going through it right now and we can lean on each other for support. About 2 months ago, D-Day happened. It felt like my world shattered into a million pieces. I found out my wife had been cheating on me with a guy she met online. She had been secretly meeting up with him for sex. At the time, her cousin was going through a divorce and my wife had been lying to me, saying that she was going over to her cousin's house to comfort and support her. I found out because I was using her iPad and the texts between her and the other guy were coming through on the device. The pain was unbearable. I found myself groveling, begging her to stay, to choose us, to choose our family. It was a desperate attempt to hold on to something I thought was slipping away, maybe even already gone. My wife said she was sorry for cheating and seemed to regret her actions, and we decided to work on our marriage and try to repair our relationship. Then, just 2 weeks into our attempts at reconciliation, I discovered that my wife had seen the other guy again. It shattered my already broken heart, and I found myself at her feet again, crying, begging her to think of our kids and put our family first. I pleaded with her to stop seeing this other man and come back to me with all her heart. She decided she wanted to end our marriage and asked me to leave. It felt like an entire building had dropped on my head. I was speechless and so overcome with emotion that I had to run to the toilet to vomit. We broke the news to our kids and me and my son started packing our bags. I think reality hit home and it was all becoming too real for my wife as she watched us pack to leave. She broke down crying and she decided to give us another chance and asked us to stay and unpack. We all came together in the living room, hugging and crying for a very emotional, raw family moment. My wife agreed to cut off all contact with the other man, block him everywhere, and remove all the apps that had facilitated their affair. It was a step towards healing. I've been going to therapy, trying to work on my own issues, anxiety, and negativity that had probably strained our relationship before the affair even happened. My wife acknowledged that things were getting better, yet it's far from the fairy tale of remorse, forgiveness, and redemption that you often hear about or see in the media. It's messy, complicated, and filled with uncertainty. Just a couple of days ago, we were having a normal conversation when she snapped at me out of the blue. I pushed her to explain, and she admitted that she had almost decided to leave that day. My heart sank. It was like walking on a tightrope, and every step felt like I could fall into the abyss of despair. What baffles me the most is that she's not completely sure about us. Some days she wants us and wants to stay, and other days she doesn't. She's torn, and that feeling is a constant 50-50 battle within her. She says things like, "I want you," or "It isn't you, it's me." I understand that she was unhappy in our marriage before the affair happened, but now, even though she's willing to stay and give us a chance, she can't see a future where we are better than we've ever been. I can, and that hope is both a blessing and a curse. I can't help but wonder if there's hope for us. I hear stories of remorseful partners begging for forgiveness, willing to do anything to make things right. In my case, it's different. She's not begging me to stay. She's not even sure if she wants to stay herself. I've spoken to friends about my situation, and they say I have no power because I gave it away with my crying and begging, and that I'm weak in the face of adversity. Weakness is extremely unattractive to women, and that I can get my power back when I grow a pair and take charge of the situation instead of leaving it to her. But I don't agree with any of that. It sounds a lot like toxic dude bro nonsense. Why can't guys have emotions and be hurt by their wife cheating on them and wanting to end the marriage? Why would I not work on my marriage and do everything to save it, especially with kids involved? If anything, I think it takes more strength to stay and do the work, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm reaching out to both betrayed spouses and those who've strayed. To the betrayed spouses, did your partner waffle at first, torn between staying and leaving, and did you manage to make it through? To those who strayed, did you find yourself in a constant battle between staying and leaving, especially in the haze of the affair fog? Did you tell your partner you were all in while you had doubts, and did you eventually find your way back? I'm aware of all the reasons to leave, but I still believe in us, in our potential for a future together that's stronger than ever. But is my hope misplaced? Is there light at the end of this tunnel, or am I just fooling myself? I would appreciate any insights, advice, or even just a listening ear. Thank you for listening to my story and for being a part of this community.